Hi, most of you have asked me to do a video on what to expect in Geography Paper 2. Just like I said in the first video I did on Geography Paper 1, geography is so predictable. And this is because we have a number of topics that rarely miss. So come December Kcse 2022, which topics are we most likely to find in Paper 2? One is statistical methods. A very common topic, but funny enough, it didn't appear in the last exam, that is Kcse 2021. The more reason I believe it will be in Kcse 2022. So it's good to give it a look. Revise thoroughly. Form 1 work. Remind yourself how to analyze data. Methods of data analysis, that is calculating percentages. And we have measures of central tendency, measures of dispersion, that is the range, and also how to construct the data presentation methods. We have the simple bar graph, simple line graph, the combined line and bar graph. We also have the windrows, which has never been tested. And don't assume it because it has never been tested. Just like those statistical methods we have in Form 4, choropleth maps, the dot maps, and also constructing an age-sex pyramid. You know, there's a time students assumed proportional circles for a long time because it had never occurred in Kcse. Then in 2018, it was a compulsory question. And many students had assumed it since it was not there in any of the past Kcse papers. So it's good to revise everything in statistical methods. Because remember, statistical methods also is tested under fieldwork, the methods of data collection, methods of data recording. So it's an important topic, and it will also appear in paper 1. So revise thoroughly. Revise everything in statistical methods. Topic number 2, I say agriculture. This topic never misses in paper 2. Remember, it accompanies statistical methods in section B or photographs. So if they bring a photograph, they will bring a question on agriculture most of the times. The same thing with the statistical methods. Most of the times, it's not always, but most of the times, agriculture is tested under section B, question 6. But it is also tested as an independent question carrying 25 marks. It also appears in section A most of the times. So this topic carries a lot of marks. Revise on the introduction part of agriculture. Revise on livestock production. Revise on crop production also. This is a sure bet. There must be a question on agriculture. So let us revise. I also mentioned the topic photographs. This was tested in Kcse 2021. It was the compulsory question. But remember, they have a tendency of repeating photographs. There's a time we had photographs being repeated for 4 consecutive years. So it doesn't mean because it was there, it won't be there again. So let us also take it seriously. Mostly they will ask you to sketch a photograph and also identify the main features. Do a lot of practice with the existing questions. Try to remind yourself how to divide a photograph into the 3 main parts so that you can be able to know the features on the foreground, the middle ground, and the background. That one becomes easy. And also how to interpret a photograph. Maybe physical activities or physical features, and also the human and economic activities on a photograph. Fieldwork is another common topic. It mainly forms the last part of questions. So just as I said in paper 1, do not assume this topic. It cuts across. It will be in paper 1. It can also appear in paper 2. So it is good to revise. Just remind yourselves the fieldwork procedure, the follow-up activities, importance of fieldwork, and so on. Management and conservation of environment also rarely misses. It was there in Kcse 2021, section B, that is question 6. We had a question on floods. It might appear this year under section A or even section B, but mainly it appears in section A. So give it a look also. The topic energy is also a very common topic. Since 2000, it has only missed 4 times. And although it was tested in Kcse 2021 and actually given 25 marks, well, you might find it in section A. I'm not sure, but you might find it in section A. Because it's a very common topic. It appears almost every year, either in section A or section B. So it's good to give it a look as well. Now, apart from the 6 topics that I have mentioned, I also love looking at what was tested in the previous exam, section A. Most of the times, out of the 5 topics that they test in section A, you will find 2 topics being tested in the next exam under section B, or maybe 1 topic. Rarely will you find that whatever was in section A in the previous exam never appeared in section B of the next exam. To prove this, let us look at some previous exams. I'm going to look at Kcse 2019 and we see what was tested in section A. So 2019 section A, we had 5 topics: land, reclamation, fishing, energy, trade, and settlement. Come Kcse 2020, we had the topic trade and settlement being tested in section B of Kcse 2020. And you see they had appeared in 2019 Kcse section A. Let us see whether this was repeated in Kcse 2020. So Kcse 2020 section A, we had dairy farming, that is agriculture. Then we had fishing, energy, industries, and transport. So again in Kcse 2021 section B, we had 2 topics from Kcse 2020 section A, that is energy 25 marks and industries 25 marks. Going by that, then let us look at what was tested in Kcse 2021 section A. It might give a light on what to expect. So we had agriculture, land reclamation, we had wildlife and tourism, mainly on tourism. We had transport and communication, and then we had trade. So out of the 5 topics, which one are we expecting? Maybe 1, maybe 2. Will it be land reclamation? Will it be trade? Will it be transport and communication or tourism? Let us revise those topics. If I were a candidate, I would also want to look at the topic mining. It's also a very common topic. Also forestry, the topic fishing, and the topic settlement. They are common, so it's good to look at them. However, my major advice to all the candidates, and the only sure way your prediction will always be 100% correct, is revising the whole syllabus. Revise the whole syllabus. Go through all topics. Go through all topics. This is very important. Very, very important. Sometimes predictions fail us. So the only sure way you can be confident and know that what I have predicted will be in the exam is by revising everything. That was just shedding light on what is most likely to be in the exam. And it is good if you prioritize those topics, revise them, and then also make sure you revise all the others. It's very important. And then I also would wish to remind you of the examination tips that we talked about the other time. In the exam, extra points are not marked, so don't waste your time giving extra times. If you have been told to give 3 points, just give 3. Because even if you give 10, they will only mark the first 3. But if the question is open-ended, then give as many as you can. The examiner will look for the correct ones, but it is advisable to start with the ones you feel are the correct ones. Avoid use of the word above or below. For example, when you're giving temperatures, don't say above 30 because we don't know which is that temperature that is above 30. It could be you are referring to 100 degrees Celsius. Also avoid generalization, like saying the area receives enough rainfall. We don't know which one is enough. The other thing, do not quote figures if you're not sure about them, because sometimes you give the wrong figures. Maybe a certain temperature range is 24 to 30, and then you come saying it is 25 to 29. So you see you're wrong. It's good to just leave it like that rather than quote the wrong figure. Unless you're very sure of the figure you are writing, just don't quote them. On statistical methods and any other question requiring you to calculate, remember to show your calculations and also the units. Remember, they mark from the first step to the last, so make sure you show you're working. Don't calculate elsewhere and then you write the answer. You will lose the calculation part. Then when calculating on those figures given in a table, be very careful on the zeros that are usually left out. They are usually written in brackets. Remember to add them so that when you are given in the table 120 and probably there was in 000 figures up there, remember to add the 3 zeros. Be careful when answering questions that require you to describe a procedure, maybe how to cultivate something, maybe how land is reclaimed in Netherlands. So make sure you follow the steps in a systematic manner so that you score. I'm wishing you all the best. We shall be together here on Mwalimu West channel and we shall learn more. Thank you for listening and watching.